Hey guys, and welcome to another Minecraft GA Stadiums predictions video. We've got quite a weekend of hurling and football this weekend, so let's jump right in. So our first game in the football this weekend is the Talton Cup quarter-final between Offaly and New York. Now, New York got a bye into the quarter-final because of whatever way the draw was done. It was done really weirdly. So this one... However, New York are probably the weakest team across the entire championship. Like, they just wouldn't be able for any of the teams, but who knows? They could surprise us. But I'm going to go with Offaly. I imagine it's going to be... because Offaly aren't necessarily the weakest team or the strongest team. So I'm going to go... I'm going to say by 8 points. I just think New York, they're not able for it yet. They're not able. So, Offaly to win by 8 points. Up next, we've got the first round of the All-Ireland Championship between Clare and Meath. This could be a close one, because both teams, they're kind of on the same level. So, I imagine it'll be pretty tight. But, I think I'm going to go with Meath on this one. But I still think it'll be close. I think they'll do it by 3 points. Those Meath, they're a bit hit and miss, whereas Clare are kind of on a more steady level. So, yeah, Meath to win by 3 points. Up next, we have the first round of the All-Ireland Championship between Mayo and Monaghan. Now, this one could be very close as well. But I think Mayo were unlucky in the Connacht Championship, and they'll probably come out of the gate pretty strong for this one. So I'm going to go with Mayo. I don't think it'll be by too much. I'm going to say 4 points. I think Monaghan will really put it up to them, but Mayo will get it in the end. So Mayo to win by 4 points. Up next, we have the All-Ireland Championship first round match between Cork and Louth. This one, I imagine Cork are going to win it. Louth are good, but I would probably say Cork are better. I would say Cork are the second best team in Munster after Kerry. I think they would have been in the Munster final had they not been drawn against Kerry. So I'm going to go with Cork. I'm going to say by 5 points. I think Cork could definitely be in the running to get reasonably far. So, Cork to win by 5 points. Up next, we have the Talton Cup quarter-final match between Fermanagh and Cavan, and you will notice the zeros are different because we're on the new Brewster Park. See, we've only got Drogheda Park and Brewster Park built. Everywhere else completely empty. Pitch is longer. The stadiums are basically bigger than because of that. But yep. So I decided, with that, because Fermanagh were playing at home, I decided to do it here. But anyway, so Fermanagh versus Cavan should be an okay match, but I'd be full expecting the Cavan to win it. They're kind of the favourites. So I'm going to go with Cavan on this, and I'm going to say by 4 points. I think they'll give Fermanagh a good run for their money. So, Cavan to win by 4 points. Up next, we have the Talton Cup quarter-final between Leitrim and Sligo. So this should be a close one. This should be a pretty close one, because they're about on the same level. But I'm going to go with Leitrim. I think Leitrim could be one of the finalists. I think Leitrim could be one of the finalists, assuming they don't meet Cavan in the semi-final. So, I'm going to say Leitrim by 3 points. I think Sligo will put it up to them, but Leitrim will just get it in the end. So, Leitrim to win by 3 points. Up next, we have the Talton Cup quarter-final match between Carlow and Westmeath. This one could be a close one. I think Carlow surprised everyone when they beat Tipperary. I think Tipperary were the favourites going into that match. And Westmeath beat Laois, but that was to be expected. I think the two of those were on the same level. Now, Westmeath and Carlow, this could be a completely different story, so who knows. But I think Carlow may have the edge momentum-wise, because they beat Tipperary, who were probably the favourites in that match. So I'm going to say Carlow, and I'm going to say by 2 points. I think they'll get 2 very lucky points near the end. So Carlow to win by 2 points. And our final football game of the weekend is the All-Ireland first round match between Armagh and Tyrone. This should be a close-up. This will be the closest game of the weekend, I think, in the football. It's make or break for the All-Ireland champions, and it's make or break for Armagh. So I think I'm going to go with Tyrone. They're the All-Ireland champions. They were unlucky against Derry, but I think against Armagh they'll put up a better fight. And I'm going to say by 1 point, but I think Armagh, they will also put up a fight. This is, like I said, it's probably going to be the closest game of the weekend. So Tyrone to win by 1 point. So those are my predictions for the football this weekend. Now let's move on to the hurling. So our first game of the hurling is the Joe McDonagh Cup final between Antrim and Kerry. Now this will be a good one, because Antrim and Kerry, they're just, oh my god. Kerry were so lucky to win that match against Antrim. So I think the advantage is with Kerry. Now, it does lead to the problem of what will happen with Kerry when they win, and the whole having to play Tipperary situation. But I guess Kerry need to win so they'll probably really put it out there to try and get the win. But Antrim, they're going for their second ever Joe McDonagh Cup, so they'll be putting it out. This will be a very tight one. But you know what? I think Kerry are really looking to prove themselves this year. Like if ever there was a year, they're going to prove themselves this year, I think. So I'm going to say Kerry, and I'm going to say by 3 points. I think they'll just edge it out in the end, and then we can worry about the whole facing Tipperary situation. So Kerry to win by 3 points. And our next game is the Leinster Championship final between Galway and Kilkenny. This should be a very good one. The first meeting between the two was very good. Galway got that lucky point at the very, very last second and won it. But I think Kilkenny will get their revenge. If there's ever a match they're going to do it in, it's this one. So I'm going to go with Kilkenny on this, and I think it's going to be the reverse. I think it's going to be the exact reverse. I think Kilkenny will win it by 1 point. It'll be the exact reverse. It'd be like poetry, so it would. So yeah, Kilkenny to win by 1 point. And our final hurling game and final game overall of the weekend is the Munster Championship final between Clare and Limerick. Last game went to a draw. So that means this one is going to be very, very good. The 3 hurling games on this weekend, they were such good games in the previous meetings in the group stages. So the finals should be just as good, especially because they're going to fight harder in the finals. So Clare and Limerick are kind of, they're the defending champions. They're on an absolute roll, but Clare are the dark horses. They came out of nowhere. I would have put them to finish bottom of the table this year, but instead it was Tipperary, and Clare finished second. So who knows how it's going to go? And you know something? I think that gives Clare a bit of an edge. I think Clare could do it. And I'd say they're going to do it by 2 points. I just think they kind of surprised Limerick, and they're going to surprise them again. So Clare to win by 2 points. So there you have it. Those are my hurling predictions and my football predictions for the weekend. And don't forget to check out my results videos as well for these games. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you for the next one.